Hello everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. And today we're going to talk about the company page. And it's an essential part in growing your business on LinkedIn. And I think some of you have got questions about it. And so I hope today to cover most of those questions. In the end, we will have Q&A, and we can sort of cover very specific ones then. Today's webinar, it's organized, as most of you know, by Oxlep with the support of the EU European Regional Development Fund. Oxlep is the Oxfordshire Growth Hub, and it's here to help SMEs access to support they need to thrive. If you are looking for business support, you should get in touch with the Oxlep business team. Check out the Oxlep business support tool, which is available on the website, and join the peer networks, which is a national peer-to-peer networking program for SMEs, leaders that want to grow and develop their organization to future success. About me, my name is Vasco Botelho, as I said in the beginning. I work for Maverick, the UK's #1 social selling, training and consultancy company. I'm the Vice President for EMEA. I've been 9 years in marketing, strategy, new business development and so on. I've consulted on projects around the world. I worked as a director, VP and CEO of companies like Coca-Cola, Schweppes, San Miguel, Tupperware, Hidden Earring, and Centro Redvo, Teleperformance and Computerland, among others. You can check me out on my LinkedIn. You can send me a connection request, and I'll go through it and accept all those connection requests. Let's go on the journey on LinkedIn, and this is quite important. The LinkedIn journey is very different from some other, some other platforms. One of the things is the way things work on LinkedIn is through your posts, through posting. And this is why we so many times talk here about content writing, about posting every day. The importance of posting is essential for the success on LinkedIn, because people see your post and they'll go, for example, oh, Vasco did a great post. Who's Vasco? Let me check him out. So they'll go onto my profile and see my profile and see there who I am, what I do. And then they'll go, he works at Maverick. Who's Maverick? Then they'll jump onto the company page, and then because there's a little button there that says visit the website, you get some traffic going onto your website. And we'll see those stats in a minute. So that is the journey of people on LinkedIn. They go from the post to the profile to the company page and then to the website. So it becomes critical that you have a company page, a well done company page. But everything goes through you. And this is why LinkedIn says people do business with people. So why? Why should you have a company page? Well, first of all, it gives credibility to your company, especially if you are a solopreneur. This becomes critical for you. So have a company page that gives you credibility. You can engage on the company page with your community of followers, which you are going to create. It also showcases your company, showcases your products, showcases your... And it also is just not just talking about a single employee. It's talking about the company as a whole. You can post there more corporate or salesy stuff, which you normally wouldn't do on your personal profile. And you can share, for example, job openings. It increases your searchability. You become more visible both on the LinkedIn platform as well as search engines. You can post your events there. You can react and comment on hashtag feeds associated with your page. You can discover content that's trending with your target audience and then use that sort of thing to talk to your target audience. You can also see the statistics of other company pages that are similar to yours and see how they are doing. And then you can also visualize all your company page followers. This becomes critical as well, because seeing the followers, you can see what type of followers you have. And you can sort of cross these with your own connections. Now, one thing that it's important to talk about is hashtags. On your company page, on the right-hand side, you will see a little box where you can put 3 hashtags. They're called community hashtags. You can choose 3. You can keep on changing them, but you can choose 3. Don't choose hashtags of your own industry. And we use this many times, this example. If I do apps, I'm not going to use hashtag apps. Because if I do that, I'll be talking and showing my posts to people that do the same as I do, to my competitors. What I need to do is to put an hashtag that talks to the industry where my prospects are. So in my case, if I did apps, I would use hashtag marketing because it's marketeers that buy what I do. I'll use hashtag management, for example. Always choose hashtags that are relevant to your prospects and to your clients. Choose always the hashtags that have bigger following than ones that sound better. And we'll talk about this a bit later. And always use the 3 community hashtags on your company posts. You've got them there, use them. And remember, LinkedIn just indexes or rates 3 hashtags. So you don't need to put any more. 3 are more than enough. And some suggestions of very popular hashtags are hashtag management, business, entrepreneurship, leadership, strategy, manufacturing, entrepreneur, and marketing. Invites. On your company page, you've got this thing which is very, very important. It's inviting followers to your company page. And I meet lots of people that forget to do this. They think they've got these 100 invites there that they'll roll over, but they don't. So if you don't use them, you lose them. They do not roll over. So use those 100 invites that you've got every single month. Because on the following month, you get another 100. And as you grow your community, more and more people will like to follow. You get credits back also. Imagine you sent the 100 and then 20 came back and said, I'm going to follow your page. Within that month, you'll get an extra 20 invites that you can use. When it comes to the end of the month, they don't roll over and you've just got those. And use them to grow your company page, followers. In the analytics tab, you can see who your followers are and where they come from and what they do. And one sort of bit of bad news is you can't eliminate your followers. So if you've got, and you'll be surprised how many you'll have there, competitors following your company page, you have to live with that. That's the nature of the beast. Hi, Elena. If you want to ask any questions, put them on the chat and I'll try and answer them as we go. Or if they're going to sort of be a bit longer, I'll leave them to the end. I want to go back and go on to a live example. So we're going to use Maverick's company page to show you what I'm talking about. So just bear with me. It's very, very hot inside here. We haven't got an aircon here, but we've got lots of lighting. And this is like being at the beach at 40 degrees. I'm going to lose weight today. So just bear with me a sec. This is Maverick's company page. And as you see, on the right-hand side here, we've already invited 100 people and 25 accepted. So we've got an extra 25 this month to invite. And if I click here, invite more connections, I can sort out who I'm going to invite by location, by current company, by schools, by industry, and I can choose the industry. If it doesn't appear here immediately, I can look for another one, and I can go through all of this and see if there's one that I want to invite people. Any questions so far? Is everybody okay? Everybody there? I'm looking at the chat over there, so if anything pops up, I'll immediately answer it. So, if you look over here, oops, went up too quickly. We've got the 3 hashtags as well. And we've got sales, we've got innovation, and we've got marketing. Sales has 5.8 million followers. Innovation, 38 million, nearly 39. And marketing, 20 million. These are the sort of numbers you want to have in your community hashtags. Check the hashtags you're using on your company page. You will be surprised that you've got some of these hashtags that got just a few hundred followers. It just means that your posts are getting nowhere. So that is rather important. Let's go back to the presentation. And bear with me a second. This is always set up for Dean, who's much taller than I am, longer arms, and here I am, a shorter guy. Everything has to sort of come down and closer. So I've got Jack on the background reorganizing everything so it works fine. Thank you, Jack. So inviting followers. So you can't eliminate followers, but one thing you can see, it's analytics, where you can find where they come from. And let me go back again, because this is a good one. So you've got this over here, analytics. And if you click there and you go to followers, you've got all these interesting metrics that will tell you who your followers are, and then, for example, where they come from. In our case, London's nearly 18, well, it's 18%, and then that's the breakdown. And we can see that it covers all the places we want to operate in, which, you know, it's the UK, it's the United States, for example. Also, it gives us, and we'll talk about this later, a comparison to similar pages to ours. Over here, we can see other pages are similar to ours, how many followers they have, how many new followers in the last 30 days, the number of updates that have been done, and then the engagement rate. Normally, I would say that the standard engagement rate is about 3.5%. So anything above that is rather good. So this is a part of the analytics you get. Let me just go back. And bear with me a second. No questions? Everybody okay? The other great thing about the company page are the events. And with what happened in the last 16, 18 months, events became quite important for many professionals and for many companies. It's a place where it's critical to do events. You know, by creating events, you're talking to LinkedIn users that have the highest average income of any social network. LinkedIn Events tool is an easy and effective way to reach attendees and garner engagement. Events are a great tool for you for your prospects to get a taste of you, your brand, your product, your solutions. And as a page admin, you can create events on LinkedIn. And I'll show you in a minute where. You can easily invite your connections to attend the event. Your event will appear, for example, in the My Network tab and the online events for you as well. And LinkedIn will message all attendees about an event. The other interesting thing is that you can invite up to 1,000 of your connections to an event. So for example, I can invite 1,000. If I've got a colleague of mine in the company, he follows the, he says he's going to attend the event, he can invite another 1,000 and so on. And if you've got in your company 10 people, that's 10,000 people you can invite per week to an event. Doesn't mean they're all going to attend, but a large part of them will do so. And this is also the great thing about LinkedIn, is that you can grow your followers through events. They get to know you better as well. They get to know your solutions as well. You can talk in more detail about some of the things you do. So doing events is, I would say, one of the best things that came out in LinkedIn during this eventful 18 months or 16 months, I can't remember now. It's been so long, you know, we've been going through all of this. Any questions so far regarding events? Everyone seems to be very quiet. Maybe it's so hot, everyone's gone to the beach and I'm stranded here. So, let me show you something on the events, if I may. And let me view as a member. So I go to events, and let's say this one, business development with Sales Navigator. I've already said I was going to attend, and the moment I say I'm going to attend an event, I get the opportunity to invite connections to come to this event. So I click on invite connections, and I then, these are already confirmed that they are coming to the event, but then I can choose by industries. And if I say I want to invite people from computer software, I get all of these, and then I can invite all of them to come to the event. So this is one thing you can do. But as a, let me just go up here. You know, if I go back, also I can edit the event, I can manage attendees, which is great because then I know who are the attendees and I can see who are those that were invited as well. And if I go back over here, oops, if I go back here, let me just go up here, my view as an admin. And as an admin, he has the tool which says I can create an event. And automatically LinkedIn throws a banner, which is the one I've got on my company page, which I can change to one that's specific to the event I'm going to do. The logo is put here, but I can also change it if I want to. The organizer is here automatically. Then I can put in the name of what the event's going to be about, the time zone, when it starts, when it ends, a description of the topics, who the speaker is going to be, some more settings. Use the LinkedIn registration form because this is a way of capturing all the information. This is rather important. Then where you're going to broadcast from, put the link here. And after all of this is filled in, create. It's done. And straight away, you can start inviting people to come to the event. You can do it and all of your members of staff can do. As I said, if you've got 10 members of staff and each one invites 1,000, that's 10,000. Another thing is, if you've got more than one person as the admin of the company page, then that 1,000 is just for the admins. So the admins as a group can invite 1,000. You have only the, let's say the repeating 1,000 is for staff members, they're not admins. So, let me just got it. Changes. Let's go back to the presentation. And analytics. Oh, right. Someone's asking for Swift accounting and marketing. Where do you download the leads registered for the events? It's when you go to manage. Let me just go back. When you go back here and you go to the event that you let me go. Hang on. So you go to the event. Hang on, let me just go down here. I haven't got a mouse, so it's a bit complicated, yeah? Let's go into this one. And I put here, manage event. Can you see this button over here? And manage attendees. You click there, and you can download the registration details of the attendees. Does this answer your question? Swift accounting and marketing? So it's over here that you download. Everyone's going to attend all the details. I'm sure that that has answered your question. Going back to the analytics. I work better with a mouse. Anyway. The analytics gives you the cumulative last 30 days of activity, how many unique visitors you had in the 30 days coming to your company page, number of new followers. It gives you the post impressions, which is a cumulative number during those 30 days, which they call it impressions, which on our personal profile we call it views. Custom button clicks, for example, if the button you've got this visit website is how many people went to your website. It gives you the visitor demographics, including job titles, and posts organic stats as well. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. So let me go back again, yeah, to the company page. Let me just go up here. Oh, view as an admin, because I can only see stats if I'm an admin. And as you can see here on the left-hand side, it tells you the activity in the last 30 days. So for example, on this page, we had 1,500 visitors. We had 467 new followers, 73,000 post impressions, and 138 custom button clicks, which in our case, because people go to the website, because that's the button that is there, we had 138 people that went from the company page to our website. And also, when you click on the followers, the new followers, we can see who they are, we can see the locations, and then we can see this comparison. Going back here, on the posts you do, you've also got the organic stats, which tells you Let me just go to this one over here, for example. It tells you what has been the click-through rate. It tells you how many impressions, how many reactions, and the engagement rate. And in this case of this specific post was nearly 22%. So these are very interesting stats. Let me go back to the presentation, if I may. Other important things about the company page. And one, have a good professional background image that reflects what you do as a company. So create something that is interesting, that's eye-catching, and that talks to people. This is just like when we say about doing posts. It must have stopping power. And this must have stopping power. People will enjoy looking at your company page. Have the page completed. You can't imagine how many company pages I've seen that are not totally completed, either because no posts have been done, no hashtags have been put on, and things like that. Not all the details are there. Because if you don't do this, you'd get less 30% reach. Okay, I've got a question here. How do you set up the custom button click? As you set up the page, you get that choice. So as you start filling in all the details, you get the choice of choosing what is the, and this is done automatically. In a way, it's sort of like a template solution. Only if you don't want to have that, you can take it out. But the moment you create the whole page, you get it there. Remember, you have to have a website, and you have to put the link of the website as you create the page. If you have any other problems, you can always contact me on LinkedIn, and I'll be more than happy to help you on that. Swift Accounting and Marketing. On the company page, and I think some people are going to go, this is good. You only need to post once a week or once every 2 weeks. But once a week will be ideal. And remember, this is where you put your corporate information. This is where you put your sales information, changing new people coming in. And also you can use the page when you have job offers, for example, as well. Now, an important thing is you should make sure that all of your staff members are linked to the company page. And this is when they are filling in their profile and they put down the company they're working for. So in our case, Maverick. As you do that, you get a choice of companies and the logos of the company's Maverick. You choose the one that's relevant to you, click on it, and it's done automatically. Any questions there? One other thing which I would like to talk about is on the company page is the way that you write your company page posts. It's the same way you do on your personal profile. They must have stopping power and they must have staying power as well. And they must be interesting, okay? So, short sentences. Start with one that stops people, queries people. We've got what makes an influencer a powerful tool for sales. For example, use the 3 hashtags. And here's another one. Short to the point. You're not going to make sales here. At the end of the day, when you use LinkedIn, what you want is to create the want in people to talk to you, to get on a phone to talk to you, to talk about your solution, to talk about how can you solve their pain, how can you solve their problem. And this is what you want to do. You don't want to put here war and peace. You don't want to put boring stuff. What you want to put here, it's things that make people want to talk to you. Any questions? Right. And one more here. There you go. It's about hitting the targets. It's a video that we did recently, and to the point, so that it draws in people to watch the video. Any questions so far? Everyone's okay? No one is asleep? Everybody's there? Right. Let me go back to the presentation. Oops. Here we go. Let me press it here. So, background image, banner that reflects what you do. Have the page completed. Post once per week, or at least once every 2 weeks, and make sure that your staff members are linked, have linked their jobs to the company page. Because when people do that sort of travel from your post to your personal profile, then to the company page, they want to see how many members of staff you've got, who they are. And they all, there should be a standardization in terms of visuals that shows people they're a company. They look professional. So this becomes very, very important. Don't forget that both the company page and your personal profile are the window to your business. This is what people see. This is what makes them say, I want to do business with you. So make sure that it looks professional, that it looks good, that it looks clean. Any questions? We are on Q&A, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. Let me go back to inviting followers. Make sure that you use those 100 invites that you've got. It's critical that you grow the number of your followers there, because you've got like another opportunity of having people following your page, seeing what you're posting. Swift accounting and marketing, yes. Any question? Please just put it down there. And it's also a place that gives sort of comfort or comforts those that are searching you. They sort of realize I'm talking to a real person that's got a real company that exists. And recently I was talking to a prospect of ours, and he was wondering why so many people didn't want to deal with him. They saw his things, they sometimes asked a question, and they went away. And then I found out that they had no company page at all. So he's changed that now, and things started to change as well. People started to approach him much more, asking questions, and then moving from those questions into a conversation. And that's, at the end of the day, that's what you want. On the hashtags, I'm going to give you guys a pointer, okay? Because I'm sure some of you say, which hashtags should I use? Where are they? I'll give you a little tip. Let me just go, yeah? You can Google this, okay? It's called the OT 100 LinkedIn hashtags. And there's an updated version, which is this 2021 edition. A very interesting article written about it. As you go further down, you will see a list of the 100 or the top 100 LinkedIn hashtags. India is the number one, but then you've got innovation, management, human resources, digital marketing, and can you see how many followers they have? So I'm sure you're going to be surprised the moment you check your hashtags on your company page. You're going to see what you have and what is the potential. And there you go. And remember, on your posts on your personal profile, on your company page, you want to use only 3. Okay? Does this help? Is this okay? Everyone's very quiet today. No questions. So, I just want to go back to Q&A because I think we've covered everything. This is what happens when you let the speaker speak without no interruptions. It goes fast, it goes swift. And I'd love to have lots of questions because I'm sure most of you will have questions. And this is a great opportunity that you now have to ask questions that might answer the problems that you're facing. Like, I see many people saying, why isn't the company page more important than the personal profile? And that's an interesting one. And but the answer is easy, as when I started the presentation, it says, people do business with people. And that is the basics of LinkedIn. But the company page is there to give you credibility, that the company exists, that it's there, and that it shows what it can do for its clients and prospects. Accounting and marketing, I'd like to know a name if possible. Thank you very much for that. Any other question about something else you might have that I could answer? I'm trying to have a few more minutes. The technical team behind this front over here, they are all anxious to see if anything else comes in or any other question. I'm more than happy to answer other questions that are not related to the company page. But I hope that this presentation has helped you look at the company page in a different way, that you've learned a few tricks and tweaks you can do to the page to make it much better, to become more influential, and to be able to grow it in terms of followers. Oh, so Pat from South Africa, like me, from South Africa, from Johannesburg, as you might have gathered from my pronunciation, or as we say there, from Joburg. So Pat, thank you very much. There's a fellow South African helping out another South African in throwing questions I could answer. Thank you very much, Pat. Any other question? Is everybody good? Well, one thing I'll mention, I've got the time now, so let me talk about something. It's about polls. And you're going to go, it's got nothing to do with what we're talking. And talking about polls is one of the things you now can do to, on your personal profile and on the company page, create a poll where you ask a specific question, you give 2 or 3 or even 4 possible answers to that question. And you can use then this to look for prospects. Because then you can go back to the people that answer the poll, that voted on the poll, and talk to them about the results of the poll and how you can help them due to the results of the poll, for example. So you can link all of that together. They get huge viewing results on personal profiles. On the company page, not as much, because the company page never gets the same traction as the personal profile, but it's a very interesting type of post to do. Try it, and you're going to be surprised by the results. My colleague Martin Ellis, he says, is the company page a good place to link testimonials? Oh yes, indeed. Indeed. Especially if you've got testimonials also on your website, and link those on your website to the company page. And even when you do your own profile, or on your own profile, you do posts, use that as well. Interesting enough, we're talking about that, or about this, because today I helped a client do exactly that. So it is a good place. Yes, you can. You can create a virtual meet the team action section from employee profiles on your company page, and it creates the interaction between your staff members among themselves and with prospects. It is an interesting tool that you should try. It's very recent that it's come up, and it's something that you can sort of use for that. Remember, the more you use your company page, the more interactions you get, the more visibility you get. Okay? Any other question? The team are telling me to put this onto full screen. And here we go. Any other question that you might have? I'm more than happy to answer them. Well, if there aren't any more questions, I want to thank you for, on this very, very hot day again, which, to be honest, being a South African, I'm more than happy. Pat will understand this. Days like this, probably in South Africa, we call them winter. But it's, you know, in such a hot day, being here with us, I'm really thankful for that. Oh, here we go, Pat. My question is, what type of content can I use to generate a high engagement rate in the post? I saw motivational posts on my profile worked very well and got me 100 connection requests today. This has now slowed down. The algorithm, the way it works, has changed slightly in the last couple of months. So some posts work better than others. Good posts to create a good visibility, a good engagement, and a good traction are, for example, the polls, it's PDFs, and not so much videos nowadays. Also, all your posts should be organic. Don't share posts. They must be organic. And if you do that, you'll get more interactions and you get more engagement. Posting images with quotes, motivational quotes, doesn't do so well now. The other thing is sharing news from news sites, like, for example, and that one, and this goes against what I just said in terms of not sharing, but this one does work. Sharing news from let's say BBC News, from Sky News, Forbes magazine, The Guardian. These get quite good traction and good engagement. Oh, so Pat, you say it's so cold, yeah. Well, it's very, very warm, yeah. We are in Plymouth, in the southwest, and it's really, really very, very hot. What sort of support does Oxlab offer? Martin has asked this. I'll go back to the beginning because we talked about this, Martin, right from the beginning. So these webinars are organized by Oxlab, and there are two things that, you know, you being the leader of an SME should be aware. One of them is for you to check out the Oxlab Business Tool, support tool. It's a marvelous support tool because then it's going to say where you need help and who do you need help from. It's a brilliant tool. Go onto the website of Oxlab Business and check this tool out. Fill it in, and you'll be surprised by the results you'll get and the help that it will be available to you. The other thing is to join the peer networks, which is the national peer-to-peer networking program for SME leaders. And it's also on the website Oxlab Business, and it gives you all the details there. Join. You'll be very surprised at the great things that will come out of it. And well, I want to thank you once again, everybody, for being here. I want to thank Oxlab for the opportunity that it's given us to do this webinar tonight. I hope that it has answered many of the questions and queries that you had. Please do, if you encounter any problems, do mail me on LinkedIn. Do connect with me on LinkedIn. More than happy to do that. And I hope to see some of you again next time. Have a great afternoon or great evening. Enjoy the weather, and thank you very much for being here today.